Real Madrid would win by 3 goals to 1, but take a look at Stuttgart's stat there. They more than went toe-to-toe with the defending champions. So more on this from Madrid. Alex Kirkland joins us. Alex, this epitomises Real Madrid's season. 3-1, you may think, oh, comfortable win. It was far from that for Carlo Ancelotti's side.
Yeah, and not just their season. I mean, this is Real Madrid in the Champions League, isn't it? They find a way, they get it done. They'll concede chances. Thibaut Courtois gets them out of trouble. They end up winning because they've got so much quality, so much individual quality, even if the overall team isn't quite functioning. And it still isn't quite, I think, at this early stage of the season. They find a way. And yeah, I was really impressed by Stuttgart. What an exciting young team. I hadn't seen any of them really before. I thought they were great. But like I say, Real Madrid have got that quality that when it counts, they can get it done. And we saw that in moments. They weren't battered in the first half, but they were definitely, up against it, conceding chances. Stuttgart hit the bar. And then Madrid's, quick change at halftime. The defence was an issue, of course, with 3 fullbacks in the back 4. There was that halftime change. Militao came on. And straight from kickoff, literally straight from kickoff. What was it? It was 22 seconds, 17 touches from Real Madrid players. The ball was in the net. Mbappe with the finish. It wasn't plain sailing from there, of course, because Stuttgart equalised, and then it was Rudiger and Endrick right at the end as well. So a good night overall from Real Madrid in terms of the final score. Listening to Ancelotti talk after the game, he was saying, "Yeah, look, there are no easy games. I've managed God knows how many games in the Champions League. It's never easy, but we got the win, and that's the important thing."
We'll talk about Bayern Munich later, by the way. On that, you look at the team, though, Steve. I know at the back, obviously, there's full-backs there, whatever. But, of course, you saw them against La Real this weekend. Tchouameni's back, Bellingham's back. There's so much quality on that pitch, but we don't see it really in play so far.
I'm going to have to go back to your mate. I guess we really don't...
Oh.
I guess we really underestimated the difference that Toni Kroos makes.
Right.
Oh, I thought it was Mbappe.
No. And it's the subtleties of coming out from defence, picking up the right pass, being in the right place to connect everything together and making it look so simple. Because right now, in the middle of the park, everything looks hard work. Real Madrid are not smooth whatsoever. Yes, they scored that first goal with some good passing, but that's one example in what? How many games this season? 5. Yep. They just haven't been able to knit it all together. And right now, the only reason I can come up with is that a guy called Toni Kroos isn't there. So somebody's going to have to pick up the baton and start connecting things, because they can't keep doing this all season. They're not going to win games like this just by managing to get over the line. They're just not.
I think from day one, this is just a continuation of what we've seen, albeit with some problematic changes at the back. But the one word I would look at to use to describe Real Madrid this year is disjointed. They've got this disjointed look about them where they're trying to... You have one of the best managers that's ever managed in the game, and he's trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out. The players are trying to figure it out. He is. And he hasn't got there. And I dare say it, if he had everybody fit, everybody to pick from, manager's dream, he would clearly be able to put a really strong side on the field with all these superstars. But it's still a sort of figuring out period of where with Mbappe in, how's that affecting Vinicius? How's it affecting Rodrigo? Where can I play Jude Bellingham that's most effective from him? Can I play him in the same position I did last year? Or do I have to move him to the left of a 3? And all these sort of scenarios that's affecting the balance of the side has just continued. Now, they've managed to scrape enough results to start the season without it being a disaster. Obviously, Barca domestically have started much better and have played much better. But they are hanging in there. But you just feel that... we keep saying it's only a matter of time. But is it? Are they going to go through the whole season where it's kind of like this? I feel they won't. But it's taken some figuring out. And it's not just the front line now. It's also the middle of the park, as Stevie mentioned. So that's 2 areas that are a problem.
On paper, they've got strength in the middle of the park. Camavinga, Valverde, Tchouameni. But at the end of the day, those 3 in particular are yes, they're playing for Real Madrid, and yes, they won a Champions League. But actually, in terms of knowing where to start the way that Cruz did. The experience isn't quite there yet. And I don't care how good Ancelotti is as a coach. It's down to the players on the field. Somebody is going to have to figure it out and work it out, because Ancelotti can do a lot of things, but he can't figure it out for the players on the field. Right. At least one of them is going to have to figure it out. It's okay being able to run around and okay making long passes, but you know the little subtleties that Cruz did, being in the right place, which is the most important thing, being in the right place at the right time and playing the right pass at the right time as well. They haven't quite managed to be able to do that.
And Alex, you've got games now coming thick and fast up until the next international break.
Yeah, and the other big issue, I think, is look at the Mbappe goal tonight. That's kind of the blueprint kind of goal that this Real Madrid team should be scoring, is built to score, right? Which is using the pace of the forwards, getting the ball forward quickly, in behind Rodrigo, Mbappe finishing it off. The problem is, how many times are this Real Madrid team going to come up against that kind of scenario? Because in La Liga, certainly, they don't come up against teams that play a high line like Stuttgart did. Stuttgart left all that space in behind because they're pressing high. You know, 99% of teams don't do that against Real Madrid because they know that's where the threat is. So that's the kind of goal this team is capable of scoring, but they're not going to face many scenarios where they get the chance to score that kind of goal. That's the other big issue. That's where they can be dangerous, but will they be able to get themselves into positions to do that? I think that's the big question.
Short and sharp today, Alex, as always. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. La Liga continues this weekend.